Hey YouTube, Barney Black here. I've got MS, it doesn't have me. It's the weekend and I thought I would just do a little video update. I've got my list so I can make sure I don't forget anything. I was at my MS nurse on Wednesday, I think it was. Might have been Thursday. A couple of days ago. And I was at my favourite place getting my bloods taken, the phlebotomist. The phlebotomy department. It's a great word, phlebotomy. And it got me thinking about the National Health Service that we've got in Britain. And just how fortunate that I am that I live in a place where I've got the NHS. Now this is my personal experiences, my personal opinions, and it's not a reflection on some of the challenges that the NHS obviously has, or some of the difficulties individuals may have had on their own experiences with whatever needs that they've had to be in contact with the NHS. And the other reason that I wanted to kind of just talk about the NHS a little bit is some of the other vloggers that I watch, they talk about the costs of treatment in the countries that they're in. And so I thought I would do a little bit of research. Now I take Tecfidera, which is this little chap. So that tablet there, I take 2 of them every day. And on a UK website, and this is from a source from the Daily Mail of all papers back in 2014 is where I got this from. For my annual treatment, it's just under £18,000. Now, through the NHS, I get that as part of, I guess, I've paid my national insurance, I pay my taxes, but it's part and parcel of living in the UK, and that's obviously a good thing. I get MRIs regularly, I get my bloods taken regularly, and all those costs, I don't have to think about them. I don't have to think about an insurance policy. I don't have to think about how am I going to afford it. I don't have to think about, I won't do it this time because I'll use my money on other things. And the people in the NHS, so my MS nurse, my regular GP, my neurologists, the couple of them that I spend time with and have spent time with, they've also been really, really good people. Really interested in me, really want to make sure that they understand my thoughts, my feelings, and what it is that they can do. So the NHS gets a bit of flack. From my point of view, I've only got good things to say about it. And as a side note, my daughter, she's studying to be a nurse with children and young people in university up in Aberdeen. So she's even going into the NHS, and yeah, so that's just another great reason for me to say go NHS. I'm really grateful that I get whatever support, and obviously I don't have to pay for these little sods on a regular basis. What else can I share with you? Well, my diet. So my diet, I have been eating less meat, no doubt about it. I still have my smoothies. So in this concoction, I've got apples, blueberries, and peanut butter, which I find very tasty. Other people are a bit put off by the peanut butter, but each to their own. I've tried to eat more vegetables. I've tried to eat more raw fruit and veg. It's better. It's not what I would like it to be, but I have made some changes and I'll continue to do that. I've also begun to drink an awful lot more water, so I'm drinking probably 3 or 4 pints of water a day from when I get up to when I go back to bed, and I feel a difference with that. Even over the last week or two, it definitely does make you feel fresher. Your sleep is more sound and you wake up feeling more refreshed, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to continue with the water, but I still like my coffee and I won't give it up, and I probably still drink too much of it. But recent studies have shown that the coffee and MS, they're pretty comparable, and so I guess I've got a justification to continue drinking my coffees. Running, I'm still running. I've got the Edinburgh Marathon in 2.5 weeks. It's 2 weeks tomorrow, and I'm really hoping that when I can put my feet on the line that I'm ready. Mentally, I'm pretty ready already. physically, I know it's going to be tough because I've never experienced so many different aches, pains, even injuries. I've had some challenges that I'm just having to fight through. So I'm going to get through this marathon in 2.5 weeks. Or actually, 2 weeks tomorrow. And once I've done that, I'll be in a position where I can deal with the injuries, get myself physically fit. The MS stuff is the MS stuff. That's going to just have to be what it is. And plan to do some more running later on in the year. And speaking of running, I watched a running film. Actually, it's a film about a triathlon the other night called 100 Meters. It's a Spanish movie about a guy called Ramon Arroyo. It's Spanish, like I say, so I'm not sure in the pronunciation of Ramon's surname. It's called 100 Meters. The film is a true story. It's about a guy who gets diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Part of the conversation around the diagnosis is, like all of us who've been there, it's what does the future hold? What does it mean? What next? And he's told that the chances of even running 100 meters are slim. So to do a triathlon, forget about it. Forget about it. But he's not going to have that limit set upon him. He's not going to be the guy that's told, okay, you can only do this much. So all he ever does is ever try to achieve that level or get close to achieving that level. Because I guess a little bit like me, physically, he won't be told what his limitations are. The film's not just about the physical challenges that he overcomes, it's the emotional challenges that he overcomes as well. It's about the relationships and the dynamics of those relationships with his wife, with his son, with his father-in-law, and how that changes. It's also about how he emotionally changes, and I don't know if come to terms is the right phrase, because coming to terms with MS or any illness, any condition which impacts your life and how you think about you as a person, coming to terms with that's probably not the right phrase. Handling it, dealing with it, is possibly a bit more accurate. Anyway, the emotional journey that he takes you through in the film is quite powerful. It is at times quite tear-jerking, and near the end, when you get to the finale. So if you've not seen it, plot spoiler, it's called 100 meters, about a guy who tries to do a triathlon. I guess you can figure out what the end is going to be. They mix real footage of the actual triathlon that he completed at the finish line, coming around the last probably 100 meters, funnily enough, with his wife and his son having seen him coming in. They join him and they cross the line, and they mix that with the film footage as well, and it's really powerful. And then they begin to give you an update on Ramon's life since then, and the number of half marathons and ultra runs that he's done. I think another couple of triathlons since then. That was 2013. The film was made in 2016, so he's done things in between there. And it just really got me thinking. First of all, it was quite emotional, and I have to admit, it got me here, and I shed a tear watching it, because I think emotionally it rammed home the thoughts that you got to keep doing what you can keep doing until you can't do it anymore. And that might sound like stating the bleeding obvious, but it's too easy to put things off. It's too easy to say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it harder tomorrow. I'll run further tomorrow. I'll spend more time on that tomorrow. The weather's not good enough. The timing's not right. Whatever it is, it would be patronising of me to tell you what to do. So I ain't going to do that. This is not the purpose of these videos. This is me. It's almost like an inner dialogue coming out, so that I'm talking in a lot of ways to myself. But if I can express it, what I'm feeling, who knows? Maybe somebody will take something from it. But it's not to you. This is out there, and if there's any value in it, feel free, take what you like. But the reality is you cannot have limits set upon you. You've got to create your own limits. You've got to break your own barriers and your own limits. You've got to continue to stretch yourself, even if that's just doing something that you've done before and being able to take it 1 second faster, being able to write for longer, being able to challenge yourself in a way that you thought you could, but now you know you can. Being able to continue just to push the boundaries while you can, because it's too easy to say it's too hard. And whatever it is, whether it's in work, whether you're experiencing a new opportunity, a new role, a new relationship, a new physical challenge, push yourself. You might fail, but at least you've tried, and at least you know what you need to do so you can do it next time you give it a go. So anyway, I'm probably going off on a tangent. It's a great film, 100 Meters, I'd highly recommend it. Don't have limits set upon you by anybody else. Make sure anything that you set out to achieve is your own challenge and your own effort, and trust in your own capabilities. You can, I can, we can do much more than we probably give ourselves credit for. I'm Barney Black, I've got MS, it doesn't have me. Be cool.